video starts, I want to say something. So you'll get the intro in a minute and stuff, but I want to say this before the video starts. This video is a little bit of a mess. It's a beautiful mess though, but I repeat myself a bit. It might not be as high quality as normal because I've been trying to like load new features, as you can probably tell. I'm in a burning room, but you know there's a few bits of rubble going on here, but just bear with me for this one video, please, because you know it's just something that had to be done. You know, I made the entire thing. There was a few technical difficulties which my emotions will explain. No, my emotions will show you later of how much of a disaster it was. But you know, we got through it in the end, and we survived barely, because I'm burning down now. But as they say, thank you and enjoy. Hello everyone, this is Matthew. I'm with Video, and today we are going to be doing King review of a Cuppa Joe. So yeah, that's going to be really good. And I've chosen this background today because we're better to drink a Cuppa Joe than outside a haunted house in Fallout 76. So might as well get right into it. So what is a Cuppa Joe? Just in case anyone's like, I'm reporting this video because Jerry's just blended Joe into a Cuppa Joe. You know, it's not actually a Cuppa Joe, it's more like a Cuppa Joe. So whoa, I've just spelt Joe. So what is a Cuppa Joe? So you get your tea leaves. Normally it's put into a bag or crushed or something. However you make your Cuppa Joe, I have a tea bag, right? And then I put hot water in the tea bag. And it's basically a cup of tea, right? Cup of tea. And yeah, that's my Cuppa Joe. It's not Joe blended up into a drink, because that would be illegal. So this is Cuppa Joe. Let's take a quick sip. Right. So just saying, one sugar in a tea bag in the cup, right? You pour in the hot water. You pour the hot water in before the milk, so then there's more energy for the tea in the tea bag to diffuse through the tea bag. Because if you put the milk in first, it'll cool the tea bag down. Then you put the hot water in, and the temperature will go down. Means less energy for the tea bag to, you know, diffuse. So it'll take longer. So you always put the hot water in first. Yes. So I put the sugar in the tea bag, the hot water. You stir it. You wait until it goes dark, right? Dark. And then, you wanna know what you do then? You put the milk in before you take out the tea bag. So in case you put too much milk in that makes it less tea, you can leave it a bit longer. So then the tea can still be making the cup of stuff more tea, if you know what I'm saying. So, you know, all these little things need to be done. So let's just take another sip. But you take the tea bag out before you start drinking it. It's got a nice strong taste. Now, depending on how you like your tea, tea's just perfect, you know? You can have it whatever way you want. It's not like a bowl of, well, it's not like a biscuit, you know? It's cooked. Well, you could put it in the oven or add stuff to it to make it taste different. But the default biscuit isn't going to taste different. But default tea, you know? You're not going to add coffee to it. Actually, coffee mixed with tea is nice, but that's not today's King review. Tea is just so many different ways you can have it. Loose tea leaves, which is disgusting because you get to the bottom of the cup, you forget they're there, and then you get a mouthful of tea leaves. And whew, it's just rough. So here's your Cuppa Joe. So you get the strong taste of tea, right? And it leaves, the aftertaste of the tea is kind of stinking, but if you've got enough sugar in it, you don't get that. Well, when I say the aftertaste, I mean like after 5 minutes. It's not really that nice, and you're thinking, I need to drink water or juice or something. But the taste of tea, I can't get my body actions in because of this stupid thing. I'll get rid of it now, actually. I'm sad and angry. Say hello to this new Sunni, but you want to know what you're also saying hello to? My anger! Right, I did the King review, right? Basically I messed up. I've done the King review, but I clicked circle instead of X, and I deleted the clip that I did the King review. So I had to make a fresh cup of tea. The old one was gone. Now the biscuit's here. The cup of tea's stinking because I was so angry and I didn't have the patience to make the Cuppa Joe to make the King review. But the Cuppa Joe, I left the tea bag in it, which is a sin, so it's going to get gradually stronger as the video goes on. So it's going to be nice in about 1 minute, but it's going to get stinking after a while. So, oh no. But yes, beautiful scenery, and you know, don't mind the achievement. Oh, beautiful cup of tea. Stinking cup of tea. Stinking! But the thing about tea is that every time you make a cup of joe, the chances are it's not going to be the same as the last cup of joe you had. Because, you know, there's always something different. You know, maybe you poured the water in when it was a little bit less hot than it was the last time. You know, I don't know how that would make a difference, but you need to, you need to think. But here's how you make the perfect cup of joe. So you put in your sugar, your tea bag, right? You put in the hot water. You make sure you put in the hot water before the milk. Because if you put the milk in first, that'll cool down, unless it's hot milk, it'll cool down the tea. And then when you pour in the hot water is going to decrease in temperature. So, the tea in the tea bag won't be able to diffuse out into the cup as quick or as efficient. So put the hot water in, give it a stir, then put the milk in, then give it a stir, make sure it's the perfect colour for you, and then take out the tea bag. So then you have the perfect cup of tea. Make sure you stir so the sugar gets stirred in as well. So that's how you make the perfect cup of tea. But the only problem is it takes a bit long. And if you drink it all in the middle of a King review and then delete the King review, you have to make it again. And then you get angry. And you have to leave the tea bag in and it's going to be stinking. It was a rushed cup of tea. I didn't even reboil the kettle. But tea's beautiful. It's stinking. That's a stinking cup of tea. But tea's normally beautiful. I messed up. So that's sad. But the good thing about tea is you can dip biscuits in it. So here's a biscuit I've got here. So I'm going to dip it in. Biscuits are dry. Right? So the tea adds a layer of beautifulness to it because it makes it moist and it's yummy, and it's not, you're not just eating sand. Beautiful biscuit. So yes, tea is yummy, and this is going to be so trash because I've already made it, but it deleted. I'm sad now, really sad. But oh well, it's fine. Yum. Yum, cup of tea. This is a beautiful cup of tea now. The 2 minutes have ended and now the tea bag's still in it. I'm not going to take it out. But a beautiful cup of tea. Here's the colour you're aiming for when you're making... I call this an average cup of joe. I don't have it too strong or too weak. No. There you go. That's your average cup of joe. So yeah, that's your average cup of joe. Now I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh! When can you have a cup of joe? Breakfast. Lunch. Dinner. Just before you go to bed. Yummy. A snack. Or for a King review. Perfect. But any other time, no thank you. Like when you're sleeping, you don't want a cup of tea. So yeah. Cup of joe's just a cup of joe. Everyone makes it differently. It's not. It might not be as nice as coffee, or as good as coffee, but it's still going to get the rating of. Let me put the cup down. Sore. It's getting the rating of A star. Why? Because cup of tea, beautiful. And everyone can have a cup of tea unless they don't like... What do they not like? Tea. Right? Tea's the only problem here. Most people who drink tea, who don't like tea, are probably like, water too warm. And then I'm like, don't drink it if it's too warm, right? Because then your tongue is going to not be happy. So, wait for your tea to cool down, then go gulp. Right? And if you couldn't be bothered waiting for it to cool down, put in a bit of cold water. But make sure you keep the tea bag in it, because if you add cold water, it's going to decrease the amount of tea per water, you know? So it's going to make it less strong. So you need to be careful. Anytime you're adding something to your cup of joe, make sure you have the tea bag still in it, unless it's sugar. If you're adding any liquids to your tea, like milk or water, make sure you have the tea bag still in it, in case it, changes the concentration of tea to water, or tea to whatever liquid you're putting in, and then makes it stinking. So be careful. But tea, any cup of tea you can make. The weakest cup of tea, someone might love that. Bang, that's for you. The strongest cup of tea, someone might love that. Bang, that's for you. The medium cup of tea, that's what I like. But strong tea and extra strong tea and extra weak tea are stinking in my opinion. So there's about this much. That's the area of nice tea for me. Here, too strong. Here, too weak. So I need to get it in here. But if I'm too impatient, it might be a bit weak. Or if I'm too impatient again, I might just leave the tea bag in it, and then eventually it's too strong because I've left the tea bag in it. I've left the tea bag in it when I leave the kitchen and stuff. So, it's all about being impatient or, being too busy. Like you, 5 minutes until I need to leave. Make a quick cup of joe. Gulp, gulp, gulp. That's stinking, but it's a cup of joe, You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you do. Well, that's a beautiful cup of tea. I recommend a cup of joe. Even if you haven't tried it before, please drink it, and don't use the hot temperature as an excuse not to drink it. You need to try a few times to make a cup of joe, because every cup of joe is different. So drink at least 5 cups, and then I'll let you away with your opinion. So, beautiful cup of joe. Well, as they say, cheerio.